What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be replacing this stock shift boot with a Billetworkz premium Alcantara shift boot to match the already installed Alcantara e-brake boot. Now this installation is super straightforward. The only tools you're going to need are a trim tool and a screwdriver. The Billetworkz premium Alcantara shift boot does come in a couple different colors. Today we're going to be putting in the black Alcantara with red stitching. We also have this in black with blue stitching and a red Alcantara with black stitching. So the first piece we need to take out is this little trim panel right here. To help out with that, I'm going to put the car into 4th gear just so I have a little bit more room. I'm going to take my trim tool. I'm just going to put it between the silver piece and here. I'm going to make sure I'm all the way behind everything before I start prying. I'm going to start pulling and it'll pop right out like that. Just work your way along and she'll come right out. The next thing we need to do is remove these 2 Phillips head screws on each side. So now the next piece we need to take out is the silver trim right here. I'm actually going to pop off this corner of the e-brake boot trim itself just so I can help pull all this out a little bit easier. So now that we have this e-brake boot, we can go ahead and start getting this silver trim out here. We're actually going to pry right here in this part here. Just pop it up and just start making our way around. Now that this is out, we can put this off to the side. The next step we're going to want to do is take off the shift knob. Now all we have to do is pull up on this black trim here. I like to kind of start in the back here and kind of work my way around. Now once this trim's out, you can just pull straight up on the boot and it's off just like that. In order to separate the boot from the trim piece here, there's going to be 4 Phillips head bolts on the back. So we're going to go ahead and undo those and then we'll be able to separate the boot from the trim. So now that we have that last screw out, the boot will just separate like the trim from so. We can put this to the side. And now we want to go ahead and start taking the boot and unprying it from the tabs that are around this trim piece here. Then once you have that last one off, you'll have this trim piece here and we're going to hang on to that because that is what the new premium Alcantara shift boot is going to go onto. Now, when you look at your premium Alcantara shift boot here, it may look like it's symmetrical, but the one side is going to be slightly longer than the other side. So what I like to do is just kind of spread it like so and just kind of take a look down. You can see this end is just slightly longer than this end, and this end is going to be going on the wide side of the trim. So we're going to go ahead and reverse what we just did with the OEM shift boot and go from there. All right, now we have our last tab on. We can go ahead and reinsert this plastic trim into this trim. So we're just going to reverse the steps that we did earlier. All right, we're going to go ahead and snug up the last screw here. Then we're going to go ahead and reinstall this trim in the boot. So now before I do snap the trim into place, I always like to get the boot situated on the lockout itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to work my way around it. Just kind of start and just guide it around. And then we're going to find on the reverse lockout where it sits. Same thing, just kind of work our way around. Now that it is in place on the lockout, I can go ahead and clip everything back in. So now everything is installed as far as the boot and the trim. We can keep moving forward. So next thing I'm going to do is put on the shift knob and the rest of the trim. It's going to be fun. Finish snapping that trim into place. Reinstall the 2 Phillips head screws. Now we're going to go ahead and reinstall this piece of trim here. Just simply snaps back into place. Now that this trim piece is snapped back in, we can put the e-brake boot back into place as well. And that does it for the installation of the premium Alcantara shift boot from Billetworkz. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below and we'll be sure to help you out the best that we can. Also be sure to check out billetworkz.com for other accessories and options we have for your vehicle. Thanks, see you next time.